What's going on, everybody, and welcome back post All-Star break to another episode of the JuiceBox presented by Lock City. It's Wighty here today. Happy Thursday or Friday, depending on when you are listening to this. Today we have episode 135 of the JuiceBox, which is going to be everything that you need to know for the return of MLB Action tomorrow following the All-Star break, with a full slate of games for the Friday, July 18th MLB slate, including our best picks from each game, and of course, our JuiceBox Lock of the day. Don't forget to unlock all of our extra content. You can join our premium tier Discord at wap.com/lockcity for only $5 a month. This is going to get you access to every cheat sheet every day across all active major sports, access to premium picks from all 9 of our pro cappers, and tons of other sports-specific and stat-specific data points on a daily basis to help you become a better sports bettor. All right, obviously for this one, we do not have quote-unquote review of yesterday's slate because we've been on all-star break here. So games are picking back up tomorrow for some Friday night lights action. We do have one game at 2:20 p.m. Eastern time, mid-afternoon. Everything else starts 6:40 p.m. Eastern or later, as per the usual Friday shenanigans. First one up here is going to be the Boston Red Sox at the Chicago Cubs. Wrigley Field, Chicago, Illinois. We got Lucas Giolito slated to start for the Red Sox, right-handed pitcher. He's 6-1 with a 3.36 ERA. The Cubbies are sending out Colin Rea, 7-3, also a righty, 3.91 ERA. Both these guys are having pretty good years. Both of these teams have been hot as well. The Red Sox, obviously, super hot as of lately. Have won like 10 of their last 11. Maybe it's 10 of their last 12. I don't recall if they lost their last game going into the break or not. But regardless, they're super, super hot right now. Cubs have been a great team all year. 57-39 overall, including a 30-16 home record. This one's tough. I kind of want to lean Boston plus 1.5, I think, as a best bet for this one. Definitely not one of my more confident picks of the day, and it's super gross in terms of odds. But I do think they cover that plus 1.5. I think this game will be close. Not really sure who takes it, but give me Boston plus 1.5 run line minus 205 on Bet365 is a pretty safe parlay piece, but again, not one of my favorite of the day. Next one up is going to be 6:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Chicago White Sox, Pittsburgh Pirates, PNC Park, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We got Jonathan Cannon slated to start for the White Sox. Right-handed pitcher, he's 3-7 with a 4.44 ERA. Bailey Falter looking to get the nod for the Pirates. Left-handed pitcher, 6-4 with a 3.79 ERA. By the way, just for these pitcher lineups, I'm grabbing these on RotoWire. Bet365, so majority of the books, as well as like RotoWire, seem to have all these. If you're on like The Score, ESPN, a lot of those other bigger sports sites, a lot of those don't have lineups inputted yet, but you can see who's slated to start on a lot of these more niche ones or just the sports books directly. Already. White Sox and Pittsburgh here, Cannon and Falter. I don't trust Pittsburgh's offense at all. They're not able to generate a lot of runs. O'Neal Cruz was out swinging at the home run derby, was taking part in All-Star Week, whereas the White Sox, they had Shane Smith maybe there, but I don't think anybody else from the White Sox was at All-Star Weekend. So they're rested. They are going out on the road on this one, but I don't trust Pittsburgh to generate offense. Give me the White Sox here as an underdog, plus 150. Give me the White Sox to pick up a win in Pittsburgh. Next one up is going to be the Angels and the Phillies, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time, Citizens Bank Park, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It looks like... Do I have a pitcher starter for this? L.A. Hendricks, maybe? Yep, Hendricks and Phillies Luzardo. This is going to be the Phillies. We'll keep this one relatively short. Phillies on the money line, minus 220. I don't know if I trust them on the run line, minus 1.5. They're 30-16 at home, 55-41 overall. The Angels are fighting to be above 500, but haven't really been able to consistently do such. They're 47-49, including a 23-26 record on the road. Give me the Phillies here, man. Even though they've lost 3 of their last 5, they're rested after the All-Star break. Schwarber looked great. He picked up the All-Star game MVP, hitting those 3 home runs there. Give me the Phillies here on the money line, minus 220. We'll keep it simple, and we'll move on to the next one. That's going to be the Padres and the Nats. Also, where we're going to find our JuiceBox Lock of the day, nice and early on the slate. The Padres are sending Dylan Cease to the mound. He's a right-handed pitcher, 3-9 overall with a 4.88 ERA. Jake Irvin, also a righty, gets the start for the Nats. He's 7-5 with a 4.58 ERA. So when we're looking at Dylan Cease on the road, splits are horrible. He's 0-6 away from home with a 6.27 ERA, and batters are hitting 270 off of him. Jake Irvin, not remarkable necessarily anywhere. As such, I really love the over 8.5 in this. I think both sides, I was fighting on both sides for the team total, to be honest. I was like, which team could I take here for the over 4.5 team total? Decided I like both of them. And for that reason, if I think both teams are going to get 5 runs, then the over 8.5 for the entire game seems very sensible. So give me that for our JuiceBox Lock of the day. Over 8.5 total runs for the Padres and the Nationals. This is going to be minus 110 on Bet365, are the current best odds that I can find. Subject to change, obviously, as we go into tomorrow there, but I think that's a great line, great value on that. Over 8.5 runs, Padres Nationals should hit with ease. We will move on. Next one up here is going to be the Giants and the Blue Jays at Rogers Centre, Toronto, Ontario, 7:07 p.m. Eastern Time. The Giants are giving the start to Justin Verlander. He's yet to find a win this year, unfortunately, for Verlander, even though he's on a pretty good Giants team. I won't call him great. A pretty good Giants team. They're 52-45 overall, but Verlander is 0-7 with a 4.70 ERA. Chris Bassett, on the other hand, is getting the start for the Red Hot Blue Jays. The Blue Jays have crept up to 55-41 overall. They are leading the American League East. Chris Bassett, right-handed pitcher, getting the start here for them tomorrow night. He's 9-4 with a 4.12 ERA. This one's going to be the Blue Jays on the money line, minus 140. This also made our MLB Best Bet sheet. For those of you that are in the premium tier Discord, MLB Best Bets for tomorrow is already out, obviously. For those of you that follow on Twitter, we'll obviously drop it tomorrow for Free Sheet Friday, but just as a little spoiler alert, this is on there. Blue Jays money line minus 140. Love that line. So's the next game. I think it's the next game. Well, we're going to cover it next. There's a couple at 7:10, but since I said it's next, Cincinnati and the Mets, Citi Field, Queens, New York. Alrighty, Cincinnati is sending out Nick Lodolo, 6-6, 3.38 ERA. The Reds are 50-47 overall. Lodolo's a lefty, if I missed that. The Mets are sending Clay Holmes to the mound, right-handed pitcher, 8-4 overall with a 3.31 ERA. Mets are obviously a great team, 55-42 overall, including a 33-14 home record. Like I said, this one also on MLB Best Bets. I like Clay Holmes. I trust Clay Holmes. Give me the Mets on the money line, minus 165. I really like that one. And we'll move on. Next one up is going to be the Royals and the Marlins, Lone Depot Park, Miami, Florida. Looks like Lugo for the Royals. Seth Lugo, 6-5 overall, 2.67 ERA, right-handed pitcher. And looks like Sandy Alcantara Day for the Marlins. God bless them. 4-9, 7.22 ERA. Give me the Royals. This will be Royals on the money line, minus 125. Slight lean. Not overly enthusiastic about it, but give me the Royals on the money line. Then we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be the Athletics and the Guardians. Also 7:10 p.m. Eastern Time. We obviously have a good chunk of games in this 7 o'clock-ish start time range. Basically everything on the East Coast. This is going to be the Athletics and the Guardians, like I said, Progressive Field, Cleveland, Ohio. Let's see who we got starting here. Looks like Luis Severino for the Athletics. He's 2-11 with a 5.16 ERA. And Slade Ciccone, also a right-handed pitcher, gets the start for the Guards. He's 4-4 with a 3.44 ERA. The Athletics, 41-57 overall. They've really started slipping here. The Guardians fighting for a 500 record. They're 46-49 overall. This one's kind of tough. Neither of these teams are great. Guardians have a sub 500 home record. Athletics, obviously, a sub 500 away record. Luis Severino has been a lot better away from home than he has been when he's in that tiny ballpark up there in Sacramento, Sutter Health. But when he's away from home, he's been a much more consistent pitcher this year. Part of me thinks that the Athletics could sneak a win here at plus 120 on the money line. This isn't one that I love, but give me the Athletics plus 1.5 on the run line. So if they lose by a run, we're still okay. And that's going to be minus 180 on Bet365 is the best line that I can currently find. Next one up is going to be the Yanks and the Braves down at Truist Park, where they just hosted All-Star Week in Atlanta, Georgia. This one we're going to have Max Fried getting the start for the Yanks. He's 11-3 with a 2.43 ERA, left-handed pitcher, having a remarkable year, one of the best pitchers in the American League aside from Tarek Skubal. Definitely the top two guys, though. Spencer Strider getting the start for the Braves. He's 3-7 with a 3.94 ERA, having a less than exceptional year by Strider standards, but still a decent year as far as baseball standards go. This one here, anytime you have Fried on the mound, you got to back the Yanks. I don't really understand why they're minus 110 on the money line right now. That's a little bit confusing to me. On Bet365, they seem to think that Stroman is starting, whereas on RotoWire and majority of other like MLB-specific sites, it says Max Fried, and then on ESPN it's undecided. So I'm assuming they're thinking Stroman starting, and as a result, we're seeing the minus 110, minus 120. If you want to grab this on the money line, and then if Fried starts, it's probably going to tank to like minus 180, and you get really good EV. Yeah, let's do that. Let's lean Yankees, and if it's Stroman, maybe just lay off the game. But I still kind of lean Yankees, even if it is Stroman. But if Fried ends up starting, then you're getting really good value if you place it today at minus 110, minus 120, because that's going to just absolutely plummet in terms of odds. We'll go with that. Not on MLB Best Bets or anything, but I dig it. Next one up is going to be the Orioles and the Rays, George Steinbrenner Field, Tampa, Florida. Looks like the Orioles are starting Charlie Morton, 5-7 with a 5.18 ERA. And Taj Bradley is getting the start here for the Rays, 5-6. These guys are both right-handed pitchers, if I missed that, and a 4.60 ERA for Taj Bradley. This one's tough. Rays, slightly better team. Orioles are about 10 games below 500. But the Rays, they just got swept by Boston. They lost all 4 games to Boston after looking pretty good against the Tigers. The Orioles, on the other hand, had won a couple of games against the Mets, picked up the first one against the Marlins, but then lost the last 2 games against the Marlins by a combined score of 17-1. So it's kind of tough to back the Orioles offense here. Maybe the break lets them reset a little bit. But I have to trust history here, and I'm going to lean Tampa Bay Rays on the money line. Best odds for that, currently minus 125 on Bet365. Next one up, going to be my Tigers down in Texas at Globe Life Field in Arlington, taking on the Rangers. The Tigers are expected to start Reese Olson. He's a right-handed pitcher with a 4-3 record and a 2.95 ERA. Pat Corbin is expected to get to start for the Rangers. He's 6-7 with a 4.15 ERA. When we're looking at Pat Corbin, at home he's been better than he has been on the road, but marginally. He's got a 3.79 ERA. He does have the same opposing batting average away from home and at home, which is 266. So batters are hitting 266 off of Corbin, regardless, just across the board. When we're looking at Olsen splits, he is better at home, but away he's still got an ERA of only 3.52, which is lower than Corbin's at home. He actually performs a lot better when it comes to opposing batting average on the road, though. Reese Olson, batters are only hitting 214 off of him when he's on the road. Reese Olson usually gets pretty good Tigers run support. I do obviously trust the Tigers in most scenarios, but I trust them here tomorrow as well. Tigers have a 27-20 away record. They're looking to still be the first team to 60 wins in the MLB. They have the best record in the MLB. They're 59-38 overall. Give me the Tigers here on the money line. It's also on MLB Best Bets, -125. Next one up, going to be the Twins and the Rockies, Coors Field, Denver, Colorado, 8:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Twins are looking to start Chris Paddack, right-handed pitcher, 3-8 with a 4.95 ERA. Not a great year for Paddack. And the Rockies are looking to start Kyle Freeland. Also not a great year for Kyle Freeland. 1-10 with a 5.44 ERA. This one screams over for me. I'm going to go over 10.5 total runs for the Twins and the Rockies. Not on MLB Best Bets, but I like this one. -115. It was very close to making it. It was like my fifth favorite line of the day. So over 110 for the Twins and the Rockies, -115, bet 365. Next one up, third last game of the day. Into the West Coast-ish games or Pacific time games. First one here is going to be the Cardinals and the Diamondbacks, Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona at 9:40 p.m. Eastern Time. Sonny Gray is looking to get the start for the Cards. He's 9-3 overall with a 3.50 ERA. Merrill Kelly looking to get the start for the D-backs. Also a good pitcher, 8-5, 3.34 ERA. I like both these guys. This is a tough one for me, to be honest. I like to lean in this one, Diamondbacks. Both of these teams 2-3 in their last 5. Both of these teams sub 500 records, home and away respectively. Eugenio Suarez on the trade block for the Diamondbacks, so it's tough for me to trust their consistency here and their will to win. But I do trust Suarez to perform. He's one of the home run leaders in the league. He's got 31 home runs this year. Josh Naylor's been batting great all year long. I do want to lean the Diamondbacks here, so give me the D-backs on the money line. I don't love this by any means, but -120. Definitely one of the shakier plays of the day and worth leaving off and just kind of enjoying this game because it should be a pretty good pitcher's duel, and I don't really trust either of these teams all in all. Next one up, second last game of the night, one of two 10:10 p.m. Eastern Time games is going to be the Astros and the Mariners at T-Mobile Park in Seattle, Washington. Looks like Framber Valdez is getting the start for the Stros. He's 10-4 with a 2.75 ERA, having a great year. The Mariners are looking to start Luis Castillo, 6-5 with a 3.41 ERA. Both of these teams kind of comparable in terms of record. Only 5 games separate the two of them. They're also division rivals, and in the AL West, they're both at the top of the AL West, so Houston obviously leads it at 56-40, and then Seattle is 5 games behind them at 51-45. This is the start of a 3-game series. Seattle's hosting it. Seattle also got to host the first one this year, which they won 2-1. Them looking to pick up a couple of wins here over the Astros would be great for them. The Astros have lost 4 of their last 5. They lost a series to Texas. They were dropping games to the Guardians there as well. I do want to lean Mariners here. I think they know the stakes. They got Cal Raleigh, home run leader in the MLB and also home run derby champion. Julio Rodriguez skipped All-Star Weekend to focus on the season. I don't question that they're locked in. Give me the Seattle Mariners here. I'm going to take the Mariners on the money line -115 as a very, very slight favorite. And also a slight lean. I don't love it, but I want them to win this game, and I'd like to see it. And last game of the night is going to be the Brewers and the Dodgers. Dodger Stadium, LA, California. Looks like in terms of starters here, we got Jose Quintana getting the start for the Brewers, 6-3 with a 3.28 ERA. And Tyler Glasnow headed out there for the Dodgers, second start of the year, 1-0 with a 3.52 ERA. Might be his third start of the year. No, it's got to be his second. I'm not even going to fact check myself. I feel good about that. This one here, give me the Brewers. I feel good about that. The Dodgers were on quite a losing streak. They ended up picking 2 up against the Giants, but the Brewers are looking great. They're 56-40 overall. They're 500 on the road, but they've won each of their last 5. They're streaky here. They've been putting together wins. The Brewers have won each of the first 3 against the Dodgers. Mind you, that was at home in Milwaukee, so the Dodgers are going to be looking for a little bit of revenge here, but give me the Brewers to pick up the first one as an underdog on the money line, +150. Dodgers probably win the series. They might win the next two. If they win this one and I'm wrong on it, so be it. I don't feel great about it, but give me the Brewers to sneak this one away. I think they secure the season series and go up 4-0 on the Dodgers, and then potentially the Dodgers steal a couple there, but give me the Brewers for tomorrow. Plus 150, not minus 150. As a juicy little underdog there. All right, circle back up to JuiceBox Lock. That is going to be found in the Padres and Nationals game. We're going to be going with over 8.5 total runs for this one. Dylan Cease is getting the start for the Padres. He's 3-9 overall with a 4.88 ERA, but he is not good on the road. He's 0-6 with an ERA above 6. And then the Nationals are starting Jake Irvin. He's not really great anywhere, and overall he's 7-5 with a 4.58 ERA. I think both of these teams are going to be able to generate a good amount of runs. Like I said earlier, I was thinking about team totals over 4.5 on either side. I thought both of those would be very good lines. So as such, I think there's going to be at least 10 runs in this game. So the over 8.5 buys us even a run there on top of everything else. So give me that minus 110, bet 365. Love that line for tomorrow. Let's bring y'all some cash for the return of MLB. And then we'll see everybody here on Saturday for the continuity of our daily MLB podcast. Thank you all for listening. If you like the content that you're getting here, feel free to like, subscribe, so on and so forth. I think that's it from us. Have a great one. See y'all Saturday. Peace.